Hey, what's up you guys? John from Old Running Farm here. Thanks for joining us. In today's video, we are going to talk about money. Because everybody loves money, right? The root of all evil. All that good stuff. But no, in today's video, we're going to talk about how to make money on your homestead, on your farm. Because I guarantee you there's a lot of ways that you could be making some extra cash that you might not think of. So, first off, we are not really homesteaders. We are on the grid. You know, we have septic system, we have a well, but you know, we have power. We are not solar. And, you know, we're basically on the grid in every other way you could possibly be. We both have full-time jobs, but we would love to be able to do this whole farming thing full-time. And we have been working our way to that over the last few years. You know, we started with like 12 chickens and 5 alpacas, and now we have 34 alpacas and like 200 chickens and 5 emus and 3 giant dogs. Oh man, look at Finn. So don't be scared. Finn is just lying there enjoying the sun. Looks like he had a little dirt bath. He's just chilling out. This is what alpacas do. So this is the time of year where the alpacas will sorry she's not in focus, but Macy's going nuts. But anyway, they lay out like that and scare all of us all the time, but I'm sure he's just fine. Anyway, if you are, you know, a homesteader or whatever, all these things should probably apply to you. Even though we're not technically homesteaders, we are farmers. We do homesteadish type things. So the number one thing for me is if you're a homesteader, if you're a farmer, you have skills that a lot of other people may not have. So when we first started, the first thing that I had ever built was a chicken coop. The first one I ever built was not like that pretty. It wasn't that great. It was very utilitarian, but I did build it and I gained a lot of skill doing that. Then, you know, I built more stuff. I built the alpaca barn. I built the greenhouse. And, you know, in doing those things, I had to work with the local building department, which when you do that, when you get permits, they make you do things in a certain way so that they're safe. So you get used to how to build things to code, which is, you know, just a better way of building in general, or a safer way of building. So if you're new to building stuff to code will help you build stronger, more structurally and integral pieces. So with those skills, you know, now I've built all of these chicken coops. I've built these alpaca barns. I've built all kinds of stuff. So I have some building skills. And what I found works really well for me to make some extra profit on the side is building chicken runs. I used to build chicken coops, but that took an awful lot of time. And, you know, a hand-built chicken coop is going to end up costing somebody thousands of dollars. Whereas you can get them, you know, even pre-built coops from like Agway or something like that will cost like $1,500-$1,800, where it would probably, my cost would be like $3,000. So like, that ended up not being very viable. And again, it took so much time. So even if I charged a lot, it would just take, you know, weeks of my time to get that done. And unless I was building on site, then we would have to deliver it. And it's a pain to deliver. I don't have, you know, a machine that I can deliver it with. So anyway, so I found my niche, which is building chicken runs. I just finished building one in a town, or a city actually, about 45 minutes away. And I spent the weekend there. And I built it, and it made a nice profit. It only took a weekend to do. And, you know, it was about the same as a week's worth of pay, or 2 weeks worth of pay from my job. You know, and so I think as a homesteader or a farmer, you're going to have skills that a lot of other people don't have. And so you can utilize them to supplement your income. You know, if you have a job and you're able to do some of this stuff on the side, you know, you can sort of build that up to the point where you're, you know, going to be killing it. So obviously I built all these chicken coops, all these chicken runs. I built this alpaca barn here. Again, if you're a homesteader, you're building, you know, outbuildings for your animals. You know, there's definitely people out there, you know, you can find them through Facebook or local gardening groups and help them do whatever they're doing. So the other thing that we do is we spend a lot of money. So even though we try to make as much as we want or as we can, we end up spending a lot too. You know, the chickens that we love so much, it costs a lot of money to purchase, to raise, to breed. It costs a lot of money. Not nearly as much as the alpacas, but still enough. But what you can do is sell hatching eggs. So we have found that selling hatching eggs is a tremendous supplement to our income. And now, you don't need to go as crazy as we have to make some money. Catherine just has this knack for picking breeds that sell well, and it's usually just breeds that she thinks are pretty. So like these Tolbunt Polish, you know, we really like having them because they're so pretty and they're so cool looking. You know, lots of people want that too. So we bought, you know, some high quality chickens. We made a you know, pretty significant capital investment in them. And now they are paying it back. Hopefully they start laying more eggs, but you know, same with these Iam Samanis. These sell incredibly well. So like I said, you don't have to go crazy, but you know, if you have like one separate coop and you pick like a high quality breed and you put some, you know, you put a capital investment in some high quality eggs or some high quality chicks, you raise them up, build up your breeding program, you can really make some money there. There's not really a good market for barnyard mixes because anybody could do that. You really got to find the breeds that sell well. And I mean, to do that, just do some market research, see what's out there. So Iam Samanis were a clear yes for us. The Tolbunts are great too. And then you just want to make sure that you know, get your eggs from several different lines to just make sure that there's no like inbreeding issues. You're raising chickens anyway, right? So you might as well have a few extra to help pay for their feed. You can sell a dozen eating eggs for $5 or $6, but we can sell a dozen hatching eggs for $20, $30 sometimes, depending on the breed. So I think it's real important to keep in mind, hatching eggs are a much higher margin than eating eggs. 1 dozen eggs can sometimes pay for an entire 50-pound bag of food, and that's a lot. Keep that in mind. The other thing that I look for when it comes to money-making endeavors is, can it be a tool or something that we're going to use that we can also use to make money? Now, I don't know if that makes sense just saying it, but my biggest thing was the sawmill. And now we are gonna re-fence in our 3 alpaca pastures with wooden 3-rail fences at some point. And I priced out what it would cost to buy the lumber just for the 2 pastures at the top, and it would cost more than $5,000. I think it was like $5,500 to just buy the lumber for that. So for less than that, and I was just looking at it today actually, purchasing a Woodland Mills HM122 sawmill with the extra extension and a pack of blades and like bells and whistles was $3,600. And you know, now we're here. I have my little sawmill operation. I was able to find a tree company that can bring me free logs. So really the only thing that it costs when I make lumber is my time and a little bit of gas. And you know, we used to build with offcuts from the sawmill all the time, and now I have more than I know what to do with. But what I can also do is I can sell cedar slabs. Now, I have sold probably 5 logs of eastern red cedar slabs, probably made back 50% of the cost of the sawmill just in those like 5 logs. And now most of my cedar stock is depleted, but so I have 1 good cedar log, which is right there. And then there's 1 more at my parents' house that they'll let me take. But I mean, even just in those, you know, we were sort of already looking at this investment as, all right, well, it costs $5,500 to get all of the fencing materials. It's going to cost less than that to get the sawmill, so we might as well get the sawmill. We're clearing all this land anyway. We have these trees. Let's see if we can use the trees that we cut down as well as make lumber and then make money on top of that. It doesn't have to be a crazy profit-driven business, even a little bit helps, you know. And I think the key for us is that we're sort of all over the place in terms of what we're doing. So we have the alpacas, so we get the fiber processed and we sell yarn, but we also make hats. And now we got this laser cutter to make little wood cut things. And I'm thinking that some of the offcuts from the sawmill, we can make cool laser cut signs. So just like trying to maximize everything that you do. And so in addition to the sawmill, you know, it's really great that we have a contact at the tree company that brings us logs. Sometimes he brings us logs that are not great for the sawmill. So I bought a log splitter. So eventually we'll buck all this up, split it, and then we only really need to sell 6 cords of wood to make that log splitter worthwhile. So I think the key to making money on a homestead or a small hobby farm is variety. You know, it's not necessarily just one thing. And I think for me, it's also just trying to maximize every little bit, as well as using the skills that you have and making sure that you have tools that you can also use to make money. Yes. You know, maybe for a lot of you, the sawmill is potentially out of reach, but I think anybody can get some chickens and sell some hatching eggs. You know, you save up some money, you get some really high quality chickens, and then you breed them. You know, the great thing about chickens is that they're pretty straightforward, and you're gonna end up with a lot of roosters, but you know, if you're one of the types of people who processes your own birds and, you know, gets meat for your family, then there you go. You have another, you know, it's not necessarily revenue, it's not money, but it's taking money that you would have spent at the grocery store, and you don't have to spend that anymore. So anyway, this is a giant pile of hay. If you ever wanted to know what 12,000 pounds of hay looks like, well, it's under a tarp right now, but this is 15 700+ pound bales of hay. It's a lot. We got a lot of alpacas now. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching this video. I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching.